What's good, y'all? I'm here and I want to talk to y'all about this movie called The Banshee Chapter. Now, some months back, I had did a review recap for this movie called Black Mountainside. Um it was a movie that was based off H.P. Lovecraft at the Mountain of Madness. So I was looking, I was on a hunt for, movies inspired about, H.P. Lovecraft, you know, uh not, from Beyond. 'Cause I already watched it, one of my favorites, or the Reanimator or whatever, you know, some of my favorites. But, like recent. Basically, let's just say from 2009 until now, in the last 10 years or whatnot. So I was on this YouTube channel called Top 5 Scariest Videos, and they did an episode dealing with top 5 scary movies based on, inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. And they had Annihilation, they had Black Mountainside, and they also had the Banshee Chapter. So I decided, like, well, I'm gonna go look for the Banshee Chapter. At first, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it nowhere. And so a few weeks back, I found it on Google Play, and I, rented it or whatnot. And I decided, I watched it, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. And when I was watching it, I was suffering with a real bad case of anxiety attacks. So it's kind of crazy while I'm watching something like that while suffering through anxiety attacks. But that's what I did. Excuse me. So I went to go check and see, like, other reviews for the movie. And to be honest, quite a few folks did not like it. They didn't like it. Me, I wasn't expecting much from it. You get me? So I guess being that I wasn't expecting a whole lot from it, so for what I got, I was surprised. I liked it. It's an independent movie. The special effects ain't that much. But for what the budget they had, I think they actually did a good job with it. Okay. The Banshee Chapter 2013, that's when it was released. Is based off of H.P. Lovecraft's short story From Beyond. So when I found that out, I had to, like, okay, Courtney, don't think about From Beyond, the movie, with Jeffrey Combs and all this stuff. Don't think about that. Just go in without you even trying to make a comparison. You get what I'm saying? So I did that. And the movie's not that long. It's not that long. So I enjoyed it. So let's talk about it. This video is not gonna be that long. Okay. So we deal with a whole lot of flashbacks, and it also deals with MK Ultra. That secret project that the government was doing, fucking with motherfuckers, using types of, like, LSD and all that shit, like, for, like, mind control, or try to see if they can expand the powers of the people's brains or some shit. Secret shady government science experiments on unsuspected motherfuckers. Yeah. And so when you would hear stuff like that, you would think about, oh, that's like some conspiracy theorist shit. That shit not real and nothing like that. Till, in the movie it shows that, at that time, Bill Clinton was the president at that time. He the one, gave a public apology about it. And I'm like, okay, a public apology, that's nice and all, but what about some financial compensation to the motherfuckers that y'all fucked up? You know, apology, like that's an apology. Like if you pop me upside my head and we were play fighting or something like that. Nah, motherfucker, you don't fuck me up. Money. So it goes back the flashbacks through the movie. It's basically showing like these young people getting doped up and put in chairs and rooms where have mirrors and basically seeing what they experience when they under the influence of them drugs. And the people they talking about, they hear things, they want to wear my skin, they wants to come over, they wants to blah 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 blah, all kind of craziness. So it starts with this young author supposed to be working on this book. He got a contact with these folks, basically said they call them friends for Colorado, and he got a hold to this black shit, drugs or whatever, some hopped up black LSD shit, and some dealing with back at MK Ultra shit. And so he had his best friend who was the cameraman. Like, listen, I'm gonna take this. If anything happen to me, if I die, finish my novel, dedicated to me. And so, the friend like, boy, go on, this ain't nothing. Boom, boom, boom. Like, do you really think you need to take that shit? And so he decide he gonna do it. So he up and takes it. At first, he like, you really don't see nothing going on with him. And then, like, next scene, he starts sweating. Then he start hearing shit. And, like, hear shit out the radio. Then he looking at his peripheral. And, like, somebody's coming. He's spazzing. And then, like, his friend grab him and like that. Like, dude, calm down. And so, they go to next scene. Homeboy, the cameraman, is looking for his friend. So he goes outside, goes around the corner of the house, and there go homeboy. But homeboy face, his mouth all crooked, and his eyes are they like enlarged, but they blacked out. And so you go and see the next scene is the camera dude. Basically, he's getting questioned by the cops, right? And they can't find the friend. He's gone or somewhere. They can't find him. And so, homeboy like, listen, I ain't do nothing. He had got these drugs from the friends from Colorado. And the cops were like, listen, y'all done got hopped on this shit and killed each other. Boom, boom, boom. He just going off or whatever. Then next thing you know, they can't find the cameraman anymore. So we go to this reporter. Basically, she said she'd been friend with homeboy, the boy that first took the drugs and stuff like that. And you could tell why they were friends in college, but like, no, y'all was in love with each other because that's not the way y'all act around each other. It's not friendly. So you could cut the bullshit. So she wants to go find a friend, and so her boss, who's like a real cool chick, she like, well, whatever you need to do and all that stuff, boom, boom. So she goes to where her friend was, check the house. It's kind of, weird or whatnot. What I do like about this movie is, when you dealing with like H.P. Lovecraft or anything dealing with cosmic horror, it always this initial dread. You're going to feel that dread through the whole thing. Now, be honest, I didn't feel it through the whole thing. Like with Black Mountainside, soon as it opened, you saw nothing but white winter tundra and shit. I felt that fucking oppression and dread and like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna survive, everybody gonna die. Like that. But with Banshee Chapter, it wasn't really like that at the beginning. So, but kind of snuck up on you, to be honest. So she goes to this radio repairman, and she's talking to him. And she asks him about, like they call them number stations, where you find some kind of AM or FM radio station, and the people just be coming out, spewing out numbers. be like in different languages and all this stuff like that. And so while he is telling her about it, setting her up with a radio or whatever, because her friend was basically, researching this shit, she goes and basically tells this dude business, clock his teeth, talking about you was a code breaker for like the CIA and everything. I'm like, and he looked at her, he like taking her back, something like, for real, bitch? And I'm like, girl, why the fuck did you do that? Like, why you do that to that dude? I said, that could have been an ally for your dumb ass. You know what I'm saying? Why would you do something? I really didn't understand her doing that. I don't know. Did she thought that she had to motherfucking pull her dick out and just to show her that she knew something on him? I didn't understand that shit. I was like, bitch, why you do that? That was uncalled for. I really didn't get that shit. So he sets her up with the radio, and she goes out, around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning at this dirt road in the desert. And she hears shit coming out the radio or whatever. And next thing she steps out to hear it better, and it's somebody there. Now, somebody there, she sees it, she gets scared and everything, and she jumps her ass back in her truck and haul ass. Now, here's my thing. The jump scares. Now, when homeboy, the friend, when you saw him, he was all like that. I was like, ooh. It ain't really scared me. I was like, ugh. Now, it was only one time it got me. Got me good. Only one time. But, we'll get to that one time. So, she goes back to her boss and everything. They talking, and she brings up like friends from Colorado. And so her boss was like, friends from Colorado, you talking about Blackthorn, this author. He was like this radical motherfucker that talked about government conspiracies and all that shit. And motherfuckers like wrote him off as some kind of motherfucking drugged out hippie conspiracist or some fucking shit. He reminds me of a mixture of Ted Nugent and Alex Jones. I ain't gonna lie, I used to watch the fuck out of Alex Jones. His shows and shit. That's before he got too much. Before I really started disliking him and shit like that. But like back in the day, he'll talk about like what the government was doing and all that motherfucking shit, and I would listen to some of his stuff, whatever. But yeah, kind of mixture of them two or whatever. But he was with Blackthorn, but he's a jackass. You know what I'm saying? He's a jackass. He's a bastard. He's a punk bitch and everything. But, he got that charisma and that charm with him and everything. You know what I'm saying? So, homegirl, she finds out where he go drink his beer at, and she strikes up a conversation, gives him a false name. And so he invites her to his lovely abode, to his ranch. And so she gets there, and she meets the alchemist. Basically, this chick who basically mixing up that LSD shit and everything, right? So she mixing it up, and so each of them they're gonna take them a shot. So he takes a shot, the alchemist take a shot. She pretends to take a shot, but dumps it in the plants, right? And the plant, I think it was a plant or the garbage can or some shit like that. So she walks in and talks to, with Blackthorn, and, Blackthorn say, you want some brandy or beer or whatever, and she and she like, yeah, sure, whatever. And so he gives it to her, and she drinks it, and then he clocks her. He said, listen here, so, but he pulls out, say her real name, and basically say, I know that you lying, yada, 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 and everything. He said, oh, and don't think I ain't see you toss that shit up in the flower pot, but it's all good. I put some more. I spiked your drink with it, shit like that. And so she spazzes. I laugh. The shit was funny. I laughed. Cause I still feel some kind of way about how she treated that homeboy, that man with that darn, that radio repair man and shit. I feel some kind of way about how she treated him like that. So she calls her boss. It's best to say, could you come here and everything? Cause homeboy he done spiked my drink and shit. And so she goes upstairs and all, go search through the house or whatnot. And they go to Alchemist. The Alchemist is spazzing. She's like, can you hear him? Do you hear him? They coming. They want our skin or some shit. I was like, girl, listen here, bitch. Find you a closet, hoe. And just buckle down for the rest of the night. And so her girl, the reporter bitch, she goes out and she goes try to find Blackthorn, and she turns around and she sees somebody do it. Somebody done broke up in the house. Somebody coming in the house, right? This strange looking character. It's the same strange looking character that she saw outside when she was in the desert trying to find that number station. So she goes and basically go tell Blackthorn, like, listen, somebody broke in your house. We gotta go. We gotta get the fuck out of here. And Blackthorn said, well, let me go get my rifle and all this shit like that. And all the lights go out, right, bitch? And this is the one scene that scared the fuck out of me. So it's dark as the fuck. Homegirl turn around and there go the Alchemist. The Alchemist is whiter than this. She whiter than this, y'all. You hear me? White skin, black eye, red fucking hair. Now listen, her eyes, they exaggerate the eyes, blacked out eyes. She opens her mouth, y'all, and I don't know what the fuck is coming out of her mouth. I don't know, is that blood or big ass or creatures or some fucking shit. I saw that and I was like, bruh, I hollered. I ain't gonna get much lie. Now, mind you, I was still suffering from anxiety and text. I was no more good. And so they motherfucking look if you book their haul ass out of there. They haul ass out of there. So they get in his big ass motherfucking deuce and they haul ass. So while this is happening, remember, we getting flashbacks throughout the movie. So they show flashbacks of them giving that laced up LSD to a male patient and a female patient. Now there's also the female patient, I think she dies. And so they got a patient 0, right? The patient 0 is this female. Where this is where they are getting the main ingredient for their goddamn hopped up LSD shit that they giving to these motherfuckers. They going through the pineal gland of this dead woman and extracting whatever out of that pineal gland. Y'all get me? And that's what they giving to them other patients and all that stuff. And that is what the reporter's male friend, her first love, whatever, that dude, that's what he had. That's what Blackthorn gave her. And that's what he took. Dead person pineal gland juice. So they go and find the house of the Alchemist woman. She stayed in this like this housing development or whatever that didn't really make it. And so she in the basement. So she go finds out all this shit. She finds out the true dirt about the program, which was named the Banshee Chapter, and what was going on and what they was using and all that shit. Now come to find out, the Alchemist bitch, she done came back to the house and she's in the darkness in the basement watching the house. So I'm like, bitch, how the hell you gonna get out of there? And man, you Blackthorn is talking to her through the walkie-talkie, talking about, listen, I want to go to sleep. I keep hearing shit. And I really would like to take a shit. Some shit, like, I don't know, he was talking out his ass. I was cracking up, y'all. So she's able to get out of there, right? And she finds the location of the base, so where basically they was extracting that stuff, extracting the dead woman's pineal gland juice and all that stuff. So they make it to the location. They break in there and they go in there, and there's this tank and something in that tank, right? Because there's this little window by this big at the bottom, and there you go, see a face, a white out face, black eyes and everything, right? And on the other side of the door, it's the creature that been following her. Come to find out, that creature was basically wearing her lost love skin. Now, man, I didn't know that when I was watching it because it was so goddamn dark. I read about it when I had to read up on it again. That was one of my main things about it. When they was up in that base, that location. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I know. There were no lights on in that place, so they basically had flashlights. But y'all, I still wasn't able to see the monster. We supposed to still see an outline of the motherfucker. I couldn't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I can't see shit. And so homeboy Blackthorn, he was like, listen, I ain't finna be a door for these motherfuckers to come out and all that stuff and take my skin and shit like that. And so what he does, he take the gun to his mouth and motherfucker choke on it and kills himself. And so homegirl, she basically breaks open the cage, chunks some darn gasoline in there, and I'm like, bitch, how is you doing that when it's water up in that cage, up in that tub thing shit and stuff? And so she basically blows up the damn location. And so she ends up at the darn police station, and her boss shows up, right? So her boss hug her, and then she talk, and you know the boss already spinning this stuff. Listen, Blackthorn gave you some drugs. He spiked your drink, bitch. We're gonna roll with that. He spiked your drink. Like that, right? And so homegirl, the reporter starts hearing shit. Same way like homeboy from the beginning and stuff like that, right? So she started hearing shit, started to figure out what's going on and all that stuff. And then she turns around, and there go her friend with the black eyes and the twisted ass mouth. So that's how we thought it would end. Come to find out, So they go back and do a flashback. And the flashback is basically, we figure out the male patient, the male boy that was under, doing all them studies they were studying on was Blackthorn, the author. So Blackthorn, when he was writing all them crazy ass novels about government conspiracies, aliens, and all that whoop de woo, well, motherfuckers thought they were just a rambling of a drug fiend ass hippie motherfucker. No, he was telling the fucking truth. He was basically telling what was happening to him while he was under influence and under all that stuff. So here's the thing with the From Beyond. Here's the thing with this. Why is there something burning? Unless I'm doing phantom smells. What the fuck is that? Anyway, here's the thing with the whole what was the deal with the pineal gland and all that stuff. However, the scientists, what they was doing with the whole, making that whole janky version of the LSD, that substance, for what I'm gathering, once they injected it to somebody, it would turn that person's brain into a beacon, almost like a radio station, you know, where you try to find the right frequency to hear shit. So basically it tuned their brain into the right frequency, so for the other creatures from the other side could basically use that as a fucking door to come into this world. That's what I'm gathering. Am I right, y'all? Am I right? That's what I'm gathering. That's what I'm gathering. I think I'm right, y'all. I think I am. But that's what I'm getting. So that was the Banshee chapter, y'all. Listen, I liked it. It was straight. You know what I'm saying? I love Black Mountainside, so you know that's gonna always be a plus. But yeah, I liked it. It was straight. You know, I wasn't expecting much. So when you don't expect much, for when you do get a little bit, you be satisfied. And that's how it be. So let me know what y'all thought down below. Have y'all watched the Banshee chapter? If you have, let me know what you thought about it. If you know any more HP Lovecraft inspired works, movies, whatever, drop them down below. I'm on the hunt for them. Bye, y'all.